Smash Up Big in Japan adds 4 new factions and a new card type to Smash Up. It works as a standalone box as well as an expansion. AEG provided this in exchange for an honest review. I reviewed the base set in 2019 and I've added a link to that video at the end of this one. Because of that, I'll just focus on the new content. You'll spot a new card type in these photos, Titan. Titans are kind of like minions, but instead sit outside of your deck. They can only be played in special circumstances. Anyhow, let's look at each faction. The itty critters are adorable and do a bit of everything. They can destroy weak minions and or bump power-ups slightly, but their big trick is shuffling. Bring discarded cards back into your deck, search for a specific card, or even recall a critter. Their bases, Critter Combat Club and Itty City, really emphasize this. Kaiju has surprisingly weak minions. Instead, this faction is all about actions. Reduce breakpoints, gain power, destroy minions, move your Titan, and so on. Their Tokyo base adds power, and Kaiju Island does what everyone expects. It keeps Titans around for an epic battle. Magical Girls as minions can combo with one another, so you want to get as many on a base as possible. They're also good at bringing cards back from the discard pile. Their Akihabara high base temporarily boosts a minion. Q point is interesting. Before scoring, everyone destroys all of their cards on the base except for one, then see who's still standing. Mega Troopers are a support team. While you have the usual destroy minion and boost a minion cards, for the most part, they're all about specials. Sneak in to get the win right before a base is about to score. Their one base, Juice Bar, also has a scoring effect. The other, Moon Dumpster, gives players a chance to start with a minion. 4 new factions either to add to your Smash Up game or as your introduction to it. That's Smash Up Big in Japan. Our Smash Up games, including Setup and Takedown, usually take around an hour. 2 and 3 player games might work on an average coffee table. Say 4 player games for the dining room table. There is a lot of reading on the cards, and you'll need to calculate the points on a base every time a card is played there. Honestly though, it's a fun way to practice math. Kids 8 and up might benefit from playing this, but might need help tracking everything. Maybe use poker chips or dry erase boards to keep the totals visible. Big in Japan is an affordable way to get into Smash Up. This box gives you 4 different factions to explore for just over $20 Canadian. The Titans are a good addition because you need to decide to play one instead of a minion or spend an action card to get them into play. It's another decision, and they can be very powerful, although some seem better than others. Itty Critters should be paired with heavy-hitting faction since they're not especially powerful. A faction that lets you move around quickly can also be a good fit. Because they can already bring things back, they don't really need to be paired with zombies that can do the same. Kaiju is devastating if paired with a faction that brings out actions. Wizards from the base set come to mind. If you can't get actions out, or if your opponent uses the Geeks' ban list to take your actions away, they can easily be beaten. Magical Girls take a while to get going, so pair them with a fast faction or one that messes with opponents. Aliens or Tricksters, for example. If someone can remove your minions, you're going to have a tough time. Mega Troopers might be one of the trickier factions, but that doesn't mean they can't win. If paired with ninjas, they can steal a lot of bases at the last second. Ranking all of the Smash Up Big in Japan factions, I'd say Kaiju, Itty Critters, Magical Girls, and then Mega Troopers. But that's not a knock on Mega Troopers. I think this is a great expansion, and better than the World Tour International Instant Box, which I do like. With the Titans promo box out of print, these will probably sit in the box until AEG decide to give one to every faction again. Still, the factions are fun even without the Titans. Check it out!